Good morning, travel fans. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. It is 7:30 in the morning, and I just woke up. This is our final day, our final whole day at Disney World. We leave tomorrow, so we're gonna do park hopping madness. And try to get to all the highlights in all the parks in one day. Stay tuned. What is this? I don't know if this is all one group or if like no buses have come yet today, but I've never seen this many people waiting for the buses at any resort ever at Disney. Made it to Animal Kingdom. We actually got on the first bus. It was crowded, but we made it. And I think I'm realizing that we've normally come, I mean, this is our 4th trip to Orlando, and I think that we've been lucky and managed to always come at a time when it's been not crowded. And that's why I've been so whiny and disappointed with all these crowds, is because for me, this seems like crazy crowded. But this may be normal. And we've just always been lucky and managed to come at a time when it's not been normal, when it's been less than normally crowded. So I'm gonna try to just enjoy this last day and promise not to whine too much anymore and just have a good time. And I hope you do too. Actually, this path makes it look like it's totally empty here. I'll just pretend it's my own private Animal Kingdom this morning until we get to Expedition Everest.
Once on board, please take your seat immediately.
You know, the last time I was at Animal Kingdom, I seem to remember there being different animals on display in this thing. Am I going crazy? Like always, those great big spiders come down from the ceiling and children scream out in bloody murder. But I think it's funny. Me eating again. Don't mind if I do. I want to go in those doors. I want to see what's in there. It's actually probably nothing. I'm not one for publicly shaming people, but that family that I just showed you, they jumped out of the standby line into the fast pass line because they're like, well, nobody's waiting here, we must be able to just go this way too. And now they're standing there in the corner because they obviously didn't get in, but I don't know what it is they're waiting for. If you have fast pass, then go in the fast pass line. And if you don't, then go in the standby line. That's how Disney World works. That is so cute. If I had a little boy, I would be buying him this. Actually, maybe there's one big enough for me. This is XL, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Here in the Streets of America area of the Hollywood Studios, by the way, an area that is rumored to be disappearing soon, but it's just a rumor. I'm reminded of the idea of forced perspective, and that means that when you have like buildings, like a street scene like this, in order to make it seem bigger than it really is, what you do is you build the first floor in a normal size, and then the second floor is a little bit smaller, and the third floor is even smaller, and then if there's a fourth floor, and on and on and on. And when you look at it, you don't really realize what it is that's like wrong. It just seems sort of big and different. And you can see like from here, the street looks, you know, basically normal. But at the end of the street, those buildings are all small and fake looking. But from back here, it looks really cool. See this driveway back here behind me, all this? That used to belong to the Backlot Tour, which was kind of a copy of the original Universal Studios Backlot Tour, which I've made videos about. Check the links below. Anyways, they used to do something like that here at Disney. You can see that's where you used to get on it. And it used to then go back there and go through sets and buildings and movie stuff. But they've discontinued it, and apparently they'll be using the land that used to be taken up by that for some exciting new adventure, but nobody knows for sure what it is yet. I think, and I really, really hope that they're gonna build Cars Land here, because Cars Land at California Adventure is amazing, and I think that that would be a really great next step for this park. Let's see what the future holds. When did they put this here? I don't remember this at all. Tempting. Back down at the end of that street behind me is where I was showing you where you got into the backstage tram, and this is where the entrance used to be. And you know what I was remembering? It wasn't just a tram ride. There was a whole show element before you got in the tram where you got to see like how they do certain special effects things, and like the big highlight of it is that somebody got picked out of the audience to go be in like a shipwreck scene, and a huge wave of water crashed over them. And that was always a funny thing to see. I am really curious to see what it is they replace all that with. was cute. I think it's definitely for small children who know those characters. As an adult, it's not a show that you would just go see unless you really like live shows, which we do, so that's kind of why we went to see it. And it's an interesting mix of live, there's one live person and a bunch of small puppets, and there's some fun special effects where it snows and bubbles come down and stuff like that. But still, I wouldn't recommend going to it unless you really like live shows or you've got kids with you who know the characters from Disney Junior. These iPads back here in the waiting room to get into the movie presentation have a lot of interesting interactive things on there, including this is a list of every single Disney animated feature, and you can touch it and go from scene to scene to scene, and it shows you like the color palette that they used for the whole film. It smells so good in here. Magic is always sort of a fun thing to do during the day. Every time we do it, I'm surprised at how much fun I think it is. I forget how much fun it is. It's about 5 o'clock and we're on our way to try to get a Dole Whip. And after that, we've got fast passes for Space Mountain. Oops, they don't have Dole Whip there. So we're gonna go to the real Dole Whip place. Probably have to wait in a 30-minute line. Can we get a fast pass for Dole Whip? Okay, here is a Disney memory of mine for you. The very, very first time that I visited Disney was with my entire family way back when I was in 5th grade, and we only spent like half a day at the Magic Kingdom and didn't really know much about the attractions. I remember that I was too young and too scared to want to go on Space Mountain because we had heard about the legend of Space Mountain. That seems crazy to me now. I can't imagine not wanting to ride Space Mountain. But anyways, I didn't want to, and my dad and my sister and my brother rode it while my mom and I rode the People Mover. And that's sort of a special memory of sitting here on the People Mover with my mom, riding through Space Mountain and looking up and wondering if we could see the rocket that my dad and my sister and brother were on. I hope that Disney World never removes the people mover, because for me it will always just be a classic attraction that you have to ride when you come here. And this is it, the last video of Orlando Venture 2015, because my battery died quickly as we were going into Epcot that night. I just want to say thanks again to all of you who watch my videos and follow me on social media, because you're the reason that I do this and you make it all possible. Keep in touch, because there's still restaurant and hotel reviews coming up from this trip to Orlando, as well as the daily vlogs and the ship tour of the Aida Luna cruise ship. And I'm happy to finally tell you that we'll be cruising on the amazing, gigantic Norwegian Getaway next month. I can't wait to show you how beautiful the ship is, with the waterfront area and its outdoor restaurants, the cool design of the cabins, all the different water slides on top, and we've got the unlimited drink package, hashtag martini flight, hashtag margarita tasting. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. See you soon.